change over. So I'm on 1.1 right now. So this is what I always tell people, this is the weakest version of Mitsuru. The absolute, out of all the versions of the game, including our blessed new 1.51, Swift is in class. Okay, that's fine. It'll be uploaded later as well. Even though Mitsuru is a lot weaker in this version compared to the others, she's still solid. She's still solid. She has quite a few matchup issues, but overall, pretty solid. The Mitsuru class. So in general, if you've fought Mitsuru or you've looked at Mitsuru, the main move that you are always dealing with is this one. It reaches like 300 miles. Way the hell over here. It's still gonna hit. And that move is a plague to so many characters. It bullies so many characters. And she has an air version of it as well that reaches about the same distance. And the air version is actually faster. So in general, if you're fighting a strong Mitsuru, you're going to see a lot of these two moves kind of just bullying you, walling you off, not letting you advance forward or stop them from being pushed backward. When it comes to normal Mitsuru in specific, she has this new auto combo in Ultimax that she did not have in Vanilla. It is really nice. It advances her forward, which the old auto combo had a lot of difficulty dealing with, which is also the one that Shadow Mitsuru has to use still. It advances her forward, and this second hit has like no whiff recovery. So even if you miss it, you can immediately 5A them before they can actually react. It fishes for a lot of counter hits. So at most ranges it connects, but at that like tipper range there, it doesn't, which if you're trying to confirm a combo sucks, but if you're trying to do pressure, it's quite bullshit. Because it sets up so many frame traps. And it's really hard for your opponent to tell, like, when is it going to be possible for me to press something? When is it going to be possible for me to jump and escape? The other thing about this auto combo that is really nice, thanks for the follow, Swift. This auto combo is confirmable. The first hit is not, so you have to hit it at least twice. But the third hit is. See how late I'm doing that? But if you do it there, it doesn't work. But you can do the third hit mad late, or you can just mash it out like that. And it confirms. Because the second hit has so much hit stun. So in general, just like, without having to learn any advanced block strings or something, if you're new to Mitsuru, or if you fought a Mitsuru that is new to the character, you still have just as much trouble, because them just pressing 5A is so strong. The other thing is, it's obviously cancelable into her other normals, and specials of course. So there's a lot of like potential different ways she can go. She could do it with just 5A, she could do it with 5AA. On 5AAA, she has to cancel really early or she can't do it at all. But she can special cancel at the end. So in general, if you're using this character or fighting against this character, once you see this move, there's probably going to be an escape opportunity. So again, Mitsuru can go for a special here. So if you tried to jump or press a button early, you'll get hit or counter hit. She can go for the much riskier one. This one, this range is completely punishable if you block it. So you probably won't see that as often. And she can sweep, but unless you're in the corner, she probably is not going to reach. And she has to do it early. So once you see this move like finished off, her pressure is basically over. Like, she can stop here and hope you were scared of the drill, in which case she can, you know, stop and then, oh, you didn't jump because you were scared, and then she gets to, like, restart her pressure again. But yeah, other than that, pretty much her only option is to, like, throw a mirror or do a drill. Just a cheap, like, one hit only. So if you're fighting normal Mitsuru, definitely keep an eye out for that. That is an escape opportunity. In general, if you're fighting Mitsuru, your best escape option is jump. And if you're playing as Mitsuru, that's going to be the most common thing you see when you are fighting somebody who knows how to fight your character, is they're going to jump out of your stuff. And it's a lot of the time at long range, it's pretty easy to jump out of her stuff. That's why the 5AA is so important, especially if you're doing it slow like this. If they jump at all, you're going to catch them. And the character is able to combo the auto combo still from a jump, which Shadow Mitsuru actually has a difficulty with. Let's kind of try it out here. Oh, he landed. Yeah, so you'll still get the whole combo if they jump out. Yeah, that's probably a good height. First thing comes to mind when I'm pressured by Mitsuru. Yeah. Okay, let's set that back. So, the general game plan is stagger pressure, which is what we've been talking about. Basically, like, the way Gaimem describes it, I really like the way he puts it, is like, you're trying to get them to hang themselves, trying to escape. Because his character has a really similar game plan. It's a lot of fun doing this kind of pressure. If you're into this kind of pressure, this character will probably be fun for you. Basically, like, you're constantly creating a false hope that your opponent is going to be able to escape. And the more you create that false hope and kill them for trying to escape, the deeper your mix-up gets to become. So if you're fighting someone who they're just going to jump, probably all you're going to do is like slow, like auto combo pressure. Like, don't jump, don't jump. You can also go into the 5B sweep. All those strings like stop you from jumping. You're not going to be able to jump out of this string. So eventually they're going to stop jumping and you're going to have to do something else. But she has a lot of other tools. So she has the 5C, which can waste a lot of time. You can throw a mirror after to catch them trying to jump the 5C. Most people do try to jump the 5C, even at top level, because the longer you hold this, the less advantage it is on block and can create an escape opportunity. The other thing is people really want to roll this, which if it's timed perfectly, they can roll and have a frame advantage. They can never punish it, but they can have a frame advantage. But doing 5C kind of like stops that because you can backdash and do it again, and they'll just roll right into it, which is one of the most common ways Mitsuru can catch roll. You can also backdash cancel the 5A. It's another way you can catch escape options like roll. Most good players are not going to roll against Mitsuru except to try to like catch her off guard. Like you've been running long sets and they are like, oh, they're probably like not fishing for the roll and they'll roll. But usually Mitsuru just completely fucks roll. Like if you try to do this against Mitsuru, you're probably gonna die. Guess I can make him do it too to just kind of show you what can happen. So I'll like do it, jump, and then I'll do it. So I'm like pressuring him, whatever. Oh, my controls are reset. It's fine. I'll use this. You can just fatal them. Like you can just wait. You don't have to fatal them. That's like a hard call out or like really quick reaction. But just like your natural game is usually going to interrupt the roll. And Mitsuru tends to always be at this range. So you're not going to get behind her either. Tummy Mitsuru. Yeah, this is a good color. It's the lychee color from Blaze Blue. I was in the mood for it. There's roll, there's jump. Obviously jump is good. So one thing Mitsuru's usually ask me about a lot is how to stop the jump. Because they're doing their pressure and they want to like cancel the sweep and do like the fancy like throw mix-ups. They want to cancel it and then like continue pressure, or they want to do the fully charged 5B and run up and do pressure, and people are just jumping. The other thing is people option select their throw. The option select, you can go over it on Lord Knight's channel if you search for Fuzzy Jump OS on Persona. But there's an option select for throws, especially like Mitsuru throw mix-up, where if I record him doing it, better to show. So like one of the ways that Mitsuru has historically always killed people is she like will do this block string and she'll throw you, right? And then eventually you're like, I'm not getting thrown this time. And so you're going to tech the throw. Oh, too early. Yosuke's jumps so fast. And then you get fataled and you die. She'll run all the way up to you like she's really going to do it, and then you get fataled and you die. You take like 5.5k, more if it's Shadow. You're probably dead. So people will do throw tech option select, which does involve jumping, and it's going to be the same thing whether they're OSing, they're just jumping. The easiest way to deal with people's jumps is to be close and do a 2A string. if they tried to jump or OS, you'll see the green exclamation point. They're just going to get hit low there. And you're going to get a quick combo out of it. The more greedy way to get the jump is to 5A, of course. This is a little bit riskier if you're trying to do throw mix-up because it's slow. Mitsuru 5A is 8 frames in this game. So it's slow, which means if they did just like throw tech you, you're probably in trouble because you're just going to throw you. And they're probably going to back throw you, so it's even worse. I keep pressing this. See, I got counter hit trying to 5A. So that's what will happen. But in general, like 2A catches so much when people are trying to jump out. I already went over, but like 5C, you can shut out the jump with that. You can of course just do the drill to shut down the jump. So in general, like definitely make use of her few specials. She doesn't have very many. She just has the versions of drill. She has oops, didn't get my charge there. She has the mirror and she has Tentarafoo, which in 1.1 doesn't exist. So. You know, basically that move doesn't exist. And that's like her general like pressure game plan. Let's talk about ways you can get out besides just jumping. So for people who are fighting her, I mentioned like jump is the way out. You want to like find a way to jump out. And then if she's like doing the things that stop you from jumping, you just have to be patient and wait, and there will be other ways out. One of those ways, and the most popular way to get out, is a lot of characters have some kind of move that goes under the 5A or under the drill. So Yosuke's very obvious, his sweep, and it's also advancing, so this is a really nice option. A few characters have advancing sweeps that will work the same way. Straight up beats it. Mitsuru's 5A only hits the chest, so if you're on the floor, it cannot hit you. It can't do anything to you. Drill is the same story. It's going to completely stuff the drill. I'm trying to do it early. Yeah, oh, a little too early. He didn't get the move out. There, oh, I thought I had it. His comes out a little slower than some other sweeps on the low frames, but the idea does work. Oops. That actually ended up hitting him like hella late after his move was over, which is a nice thing you can do with that. So, a lot of people will do that to stuff her 5A pressure, especially when she's like doing this kind of thing and like really bullying you. They'll eventually just sweep you for it. Tried low profile with Swift Strike. I'm so bad with move names. I know you can low profile it with Narukami Car, if that's what Swift Strike is. Zeo Car, as everybody used to call it. I don't know if people still call it that. You can low profile with Zeo Car for sure, though. There is a risk involved, so this is not free. It seems like it's free. This is not free. Yeah, Zeo Car. Okay, it's just called Swift Strike. Gotcha. So this is not free. There is a rock, paper, scissors element involved, and you can die for this. Trying to get the counter hit state. He has like no counter hit state on this. It's crazy. There it is. So a lot of, well, pretty much everybody, yeah. So Mitsuru's kit is definitely heavy on a rock, paper, scissors element, where she has this, so this hits you in the chest and loses to lows. And then she has this. This goes over lows and completely stuffs them, but it's slow, which means it loses to people's 5As, and of course jump. And she has this, which is just like Yosuke's, but better, an advancing sweep. If I remember correctly, this is low from like frame 4 to 22 or something absolutely ridiculous. So one of Mitsuru's most troublesome matchups is actually fighting herself, because she can so easily stuff her own pressure. But, you know, the rock, paper, scissors element is still there. There's still the 5B. This move is one you're really going to watch out for if you play a character like Narukami. Who else struggles with this? Obviously, Mitsuru. They have a ton of moves that this completely goes under. So if a character has a move like this 5A, then Mitsuru has a really broken move to go under it. And it does convert into a lot of damage. It's used to actually, in the original version, this used to be a fatal too. So she really killed you. Yeah, this move is really insane. The sweep is really strong. Of course, it's feintable, which makes it even stronger. Really insane. Let's see, what do I want to talk about next? Went over like the RPS resources. Obviously, her neutral game, she's going to be doing a lot of this. Stop you from jumping. This move is the god. So this move is really dynamic, and I think most newcomers or people new to the series probably don't understand it very well. So the A version of drill is very straightforward. It's fast, it hits, it's minus as fuck on block. So if Mitsuru ever does this to you from this range of closer, it's your turn if you blocked it. Unless she DPs, but that's the biggest risk ever for her to DP. If she's this range or closer, if she does an A drill to you, it is your turn if you blocked it. So don't let her immediately press 5A. She has to be perfectly spaced for it to continue be her turn. And that's only if you really don't have anything to challenge it. Coup Detroit. But because people usually, that's one of the first things they practice in the matchup is dealing with this move, because it's especially new Mitsurus, they're going to fucking spam that shit. Dude, if you've fought a Mitsuru that's new to the game, they're just I don't care, have this fucking drill, have this fucking drill, have this fucking drill. It's like a nightmare. But shit's minus, dude. Don't let that shit happen to you. I, in general, usually consider this a punish tool to get a counter hit, or like we discussed earlier, a way to enforce the jump and stop them from jumping. If you instant block 5A at this range or closer, it's punishable. I think if she does it raw at this range, it's just straight punishable with no instant block. It's just it's not free. It's not a very good move. Well, I don't want to say that. It's a good move, but it's not a spammable move. It's a good move for the correct uses. It's a really good move. Someone whiffed a DP from this range that you baited with an air backdash, you're going to get a counter hit and a full combo. It's godlike, right? And it goes through persona moves like Elizabeth and Yukiko and just stuffs them. And it's a nice bully move if you're using it as a reactionary tool. But if you're playing Mitsuru and you're spamming this shit, you're just going to kill yourself because they're going to block it. And all they have to do is jab you. And if you did anything, even jumped, you're going to get comboed. It's not that great. So, that being said, this version of the move is the fucking god. This version, you do not challenge it. You do not challenge this move unless she's close to you. If you see Mitsuru rev this shit up, you block. Unless you're in the air. If you're in the air, you could definitely go for some kind of land on her or air dash on her punish if you have the right tool set in the air. This move is really dynamic because you can control if it moves forward like that or if it stays back like this. Somebody probably pinned hitboxes somewhere in the Discord, but this thing is huge. This thing is freaking huge. If I pull the drill back like that, Mitsuru doesn't advance much, but the drill itself, the hitbox, remains half screen. And it lingers. It's active for a very long time. And the more it's pulled back like this, the more plus it is. So if I was here, and I do a B drill to you on block, it's plus 15 or something. Plus 13, plus 15. You pretty much can't do shit after. You can most of the time forget about sweep. It's not even going to reach. Do I still have that recording? What do I have? Oops, I've recorded again, so I guess we're going to overwrite it. So let's do that. Forget it. Forget it. You're not going to be able to just counterplay it. Dealing with this move requires you to whiff punish and be out of range, or to be in the air. If you call this out with an instant air dash, you probably got her. As long as you're not using an aerial that extends your hurtbox downwards, you probably got her. Let's see if I could do a nice example of that. I guess I'd probably want to try from here. No, let's do it in the corner. Be a little more stable because I can control where she is. I don't know if that move's going to work. Let's try jump A. Now, let's see if that works. I don't know if Yosuke... His hurtbox might be too big. We'll see. He's kind of tall. Oh, I didn't even get a charge. Let's try that again. From further, maybe? Yeah, he can get over it. He goes so far. I'm not used to using him. I picked him earlier because I was testing something and then I forgot about it. Yeah, there you go. And also, that's the thing I wanted to show. If you do successfully get over this B drill and hit her, it's fatal counter every time, guaranteed. It's fatal state. So if you know what you can do out of weak fatal starter, you're probably going to do like 4k plus to her with most characters for calling that out. There is an issue with calling it out because it's so fast. There is a big issue with trying to call it out. I'm going to see if I can do it to Yosuke because his arc's so weird. Yeah, that's an issue. I just didn't do it. I instead just called out your jump. I just didn't do it. Which is going to transition well into the next thing I wanted to talk about. But let's look at it again. I can also anti-air normally. So, Mitsuru damage is the big thing I want to talk about. So we went over her neutral game, right? And we went over her pressure. And if you've been watching up to this point, it's like, damn, what the fuck? She's top tier. Why do people think she's not top tier? That's crazy. Like, she has all these crazy options. That is definitely her strengths, but Mitsuru's problems in 1.1 lie in her average damage output. So, if the opponent is standing, here is all you can do. You can either do an auto combo, 1300 damage, or you can do a short whip combo for 1600 damage if you confirmed it. And that's it. If you were close enough, you can one more burst and do a combo. But you have to spend your burst. And at some spacings, I think this works in this version. Oops, wrong button. At some spacings, you can do that, but it's really hard, and it's very spacing dependent, and it doesn't buy you much more damage for the 50 meter at all. It got me like an extra like 600. If the opponent is standing, Mitsuru cannot combo sweep. And that is the case in every version of this game. Mitsuru cannot combo sweep. She's very stuck, so a lot of the time it's like, what's the purpose, right? What's the purpose in ever crouching? I mean, obviously she has lows, so we went over that earlier. I got an accidental charge. Again, 1500, that's it. That's all she gets out of that. Sweep can lead to stuff if she spends meter, if you got hit low. So you do need to block low against her. But in general, on standing, Mitsuru's damage is not very stable. Even if I spend the bar for 50 meter, 2600, that's it. It's not very impressive. How about in the corner? What kind of damage can she get on a standing opponent in the corner? I'm glad you asked. That's it. Same exact thing. She does not get anything extra in the corner. So her standing confirmed damage is garbage. Let's see what happens when the opponent is crouching. It's a little bit different. So if the opponent is crouching, sweep combos. Sweep combos. Only on a crouching opponent. That's because in the Persona Arena series, a crouching opponent takes an additional 2 frames of hit stun for every hit while they're crouching. So, how much did that do for us? At mid-screen, we went from 1600 to 2300. Not much. That's with the perfect condition that they're crouching. If you spend the bar, you can extend this combo a little bit, but look where it drops. Pretty much all you're going to get is this for 50 meter. So you get like almost an extra 1,000. It's really not that good. I'm sure the caveat, the idea they had in mind for this was, well, you know, her corner carry though. Her corner carry is really nice, and it is. Also, when you end a combo with that move, this is a safe jump, and it's guaranteed as well. There's only a few things in the game it doesn't safe jump. I believe Junpei's super is one of them. There's a couple things it doesn't safe jump. Obviously, like counter DPs, it doesn't safe jump unless they're blockable, like Chie's. So you do get Oki. So you do get, besides just the 600 damage, you do get a safe jump. You get the corner carry. It's nice stuff. In the corner, How can we extend this? We can't! We can't extend it! In a vanilla Persona Arena, you could 2A here and do a corner combo. In Ultimax 1.1, the only way you're going to extend this is by spending 25 meter. She has to have 25 meter to hurt you. Then you can do stuff. So, that's damage, right? Finally we're seeing some damage, but she has to have meter to do it, and she has to have you crouching to do it as well. So, it's not free, and it's really inconsistent, and at high level, it's not common for her to get that perfect crouching confirm. A lot of the time, opponents are trying to jump out, or they're trying to hit you back. So a lot of the time they're standing. Yeah, it is crouching only. The damage is nice. The damage is nice if you do hit them crouching. That's off of 5A, so you know the damage is nice. Corner only. But it's definitely an issue she has. One other way she can hurt you if you are not crouching is with counter hit. So let's have him stand up. So before we went over our standing combos. Now on counter hit, this combos into sweep. It's not confirmable. It is not confirmable. However, 5A into sweep is already a really nice block string choice because she has so many options out of it. And, you know, it's really scary for the opponent to press a button because that second hit could always be coming, right? So you'll commonly see 5A sweep from Mitsuru because it will pick up this counter hit. Once the sweep hits, that is totally confirmable. You've had enough time to notice they've been hit, and then you can do the full thing. I think I could do even more off of just 5A though. Yeah, I could do some sort of sequence. I haven't practiced 1.1 normal Mitsuru in a while, but yeah, so like we mentioned earlier when we were talking about her game plan, she wants you to hang yourself, right? So if she caught you pressing buttons, she's going to be able to confirm the damage. So that's another way she can get her damage. Mid-screen, a little more shaky, because even if you get this, that's pretty much it. 1600 and a safe jump. She could spend the meter. As always, she could spend the meter. It's harder to because of the way the auto combo is than it was in vanilla, but she can get stuff. Most of the time, you might see this confirm in time. If you were like really sharp and hoping they'd get hit, and you do get some nice damage there off 50 meter, but again, Mitsuru needs some kind of counter hit or crouch plus 50 meter at mid-screen to do any damage, or 25 meter in the corner to do any damage. How do you counterplay wake-up reversals with Mitsuru off of standing confirms? Oh boy. So, that's a good question because there's no wake-up. They're just standing still. They were never knocked down. Mitsuru doesn't get a knockdown off of standing confirms. Not only that, sometimes she's minus after her own combo, depending on the spacing of it. Let me see if I can show that. I'll just have him like mash 5A. Oh, I didn't mean to mash 5A that hard. Okay, I got this. Gotta wait. Too much net play. So I tried to just 5A him again, and he won. He won that exchange. So it's, yeah. A lot of the time, like if you're at this range, you're at advantage. If they press 5A, you're going to hit them first. See, like if as long as you're right. But if you're next to them when you finish that drill, even though you hit, you're minus on hit, buddy. You're minus on hit. You're more minus than their hit stun because, like I described earlier, that A drill is not too hot. That's why if you've seen me play, you'll often see this confirm because it sets up that range so that I'm not at point blank. I usually don't like to do auto combo confirm unless I just didn't get the confirm. I try to get the whips in there because they push him away so that I'm at advantage. So that also means there's no safe jump, and it also means that they're going to be able to reversal you if they want to. So yeah, it's a big guessing game. You can definitely do an auto combo and then kind of wait for the reversal and just hope that they did it. Pause for a moment and then hit a button. But, you know, obviously that opens up their, like, a bar A5A game. The advantage is not great. Like, there's an advantage, but the advantage is not great. In general, if you're playing Mitsuru, just 5A here. Like, usually just 5A here. Because most opponents want to jump here, or they want to hit you back, or they want to backdash or something. If you're fighting an opponent who's really aggressive with DPs, like, especially if you're fighting, like, an Adachi player from the Discord, just wait. Another thing you can do, like, against, like, Adachi is you could jump B. That'll go straight over the DP. It's kind of nice if you do this and then jump B backwards. If he DP'd, you land here, and it's out of range. And then, you know, you can do your drill and do some shit. But yeah, and welcome to the stream. And also, thanks for the follow. I didn't catch the name, but I did hear the follow notification. Ayashi, thank you for the follow. Achievement Pong. Yeah, 30-minute training mode, boys. I did expect to spend a good portion on the first normal Mitsuru so we could just talk about the character. Because it's harder to talk about the character on Shadow because it's not quite the same, and we're going to go over that too. Let me see. I think we're almost wrapped up talking about normal Mitsuru here. We talked about spending meter. Okay, so we talked about her issues with damage and how unstable it is because she needs her anti-air game. We kind of did. This move's really good. It loses to low jump-ins, and it loses to low jump-ins like Akihiko's, and she needs to do it not on reaction, because if you're close to her, it probably misses. But it has, like, no whiff recovery. So, like, if they see it, they're probably not going to be able to punish you, because you could just hit them. Like, you could just drill. Like, doing something like this at full screen, like, they're not going to be able to really do much about it. Unless they, like, know you're going to drill, but you can also just do nothing. Go back to jumping. Her anti-air game is okay. I don't think it's whack. I think it's okay. I don't think it's particularly great, but I don't think it's bad. I think this move shuts down a lot of characters. Like, this move fucks Adachi. This move fucks Kanji. This move fucks Junpei. Like, there's characters who want to run their game plan up there, and they can't against Mitsuru because this move is so good. Now, if it was air unblockable, that would be some bullshit. Then there's the 2B. This move is not very good at all, actually. The hitbox is a rectangle in front of her. It doesn't hit behind her at all. And the head invuln's not to, like, frame 7 or something. This move used to be bullshit. They used to call it the T-Look 2B in the old days. Because in vanilla, for some reason, Arxis was like, dude, let's make this move fully invincible. So on frame 5, this move is fully invincible in vanilla. Not just like anti-air head invuln, fully invincible, which means like you could do it in people's block strings, and if there was a 5-frame gap, you just hit them. So they nerfed it, but they nerfed it really hard, so now its head invuln kind of sucks too. But it does have head invuln still. It's still an anti-air, and she's still like crouching doing it. So it's not bad, it's just not great. You get a lot of damage out of it if you hit. Typically, unless you're looking for an IAD, you should probably just call out jumps with this with her. But you could totally like wait for their IAD and 2B them out of it. You'll get away with it for sure, because you just have to hit it early enough. Definitely deserved nerf. It was some shit, dude. I don't. No one knew what Arxis was thinking. It was the dumbest shit. Like, why would they think? I don't understand. On counter hit, this always launches. I guess I'll just show the mid-screen route. Her damage is so whack in this version. At mid-screen. Oops. That's the AoE route, if you want to do an AoE ender. And then you can also... I hate doing this combo. You can do that too. I believe on some starters, like 2B, you can even do the B drill and get the safe jump. Her mid-screen damage in this game is not great compared to other characters, even though it's like an anti-air hit and they're launched. But this is the general route. If you're going to get some kind of hit, like they jumped and you did 5A, you can go into the 2B and do the route that I just showed you, and it'll work. The safe route that'll work off of all starters is this really basic one. All starters, that combo works. Depending on the starter, you can play around with C Bufala. Yeah, we can get the safe jump on that. But the proration is really like, you need to understand the character pretty deeply to know which combos are going to work. It's something you can experiment with in training mode to see what paths work. That's the general mid-screen route. The general corner route. Crouching. We showed it before. That's the general corner route. Off of almost every starter, that corner combo will work. There's some more gimmicky things you can do. That one's harder to do in 1.1. I'm pretty sure this works though. Yeah, there's more gimmicky stuff you can do just depending on how well you know the proration. Obviously there's Fatal. I don't remember her mid-screen Fatal routes because I've been playing too much 1.5. Her 1.5 Fatal route is pretty nice. I think it's something like this. Something like that in 1.1, like 4K-ish of Fatal. But that's off of fully charged. So again, like, it's frustrating, but if you don't hit a fully charged 5B Fatal, that's it. That's all you get. It probably is worth it for you to spend the meter if you get the confirm. But that's it. That's all you're gonna get. I think there was one last thing. I talked about her weaknesses, damage problem. So she has trouble closing out rounds. If you guys have been playing a lot of Ultimax, you know, like Narukami OMB into 6, 7K. Shadow characters out there 5Aing you into 9K. Ken hits you once and then you're in an infinite block string. Characters, once they have their shit, close out the round. Mitsuru cannot finish her damn plate. So, like, what happens, and the reason why I constantly tell people Mitsuru is not that good in this version, but Shadow is, and people think I'm like capping or whatever. No, they'll show you right now why she has so much trouble winning. Let's put him in Awakening. If they're in Awakening and they're doing their thing, you just cannot do damage. 874. You didn't get the crouch. 874. I'm going to spend the meter. I need to kill this guy. 14k, or 1.4k. It's nothing. You need so many more hits than they do. But, you know, if Yosuke hits me here, he gets to go Tsukakaja time and just kill me. She has some good unblockable resets with Bufala. She does not have an unblockable. Bufala can be blocked high or low. She has, like, mix-up. I can show you. Oops. You probably saw me. It's not unblockable. Oh, Bufudine unblockable? She doesn't have any unblockables. You just don't tech. I think I know what you're talking about. Like, when they're in crumple state and then they get popped into the air for an unblockable, you just don't tech. It's simple. You won't get reset off the floor. It's fake. It's all gimmicks. She has, like, this gimmick, like high-low. But, again, like, same thing. If you just don't tech, then you'll wake up and the opportunity for her to get a combo is already over because the ice has moved too far. All fake. But, yeah, she can't close out the round. Like, if she does not get the perfect starter, spend all this shit. Can't kill you. 150 meter. Can't kill you. Can't kill you. I have to get that perfect crouch confirmed to kill you. So she just really struggles so bad at closing out the round. Because a lot of characters, it's like, you're going to put them in Awakening soon, right? And they don't have a burst, so you're like, oh, I've been holding my resources. I spend my resources. I do like a 5.5k combo, and now you're in Awakening with no health. But like Mitsuru, it's like, you're just outside of Awakening. Oh, wrong menu. Go here. Reset. You're just outside of Awakening. I got a hit! Super alive. So she lacks the quality that all of the characters above her in the tier list have, and that's that they can spend their resources and fucking kill you, and she just can't. It doesn't mean she's bad. It just means that her consistency in closing out games is much worse than other characters, which is why I do tell people Shadow is a lot better in this version. Let's see. Make no mistake, there is a way for her to kill her. For her to kill you, I mean. It's hard to do. Am I on counter hit still? Yeah. It's hard to do, and you need a fatal. But you can kill people. So, if you get Fatal countered and she has resources, it's 7k for 100 meter, 9k for 150. So, you know, burst if you get Fatal. Don't let her ever do that to you. You should never see that in a match. You should never see that in a match. If you are using your burst correctly and that happens to you, then I'm sorry that you got Fataled so many times, but... knowing where to burst is very important because, like, that did nothing. So if you get 5-8 Sandy, don't fucking burst. Like, nothing's gonna happen, even if she spends everything. That's it. 3.1k for 150 meter outstanding. That's it. Don't burst stupidly against her. Burst if she gets the sauce. Burst if you're just outside of Awakening and she got you with this. As soon as you see that fucking drill, burst that shit. Because you can die. But yeah, in general, she needs the perfect setup to kill you. So let's switch to Shadow. Still use the swag lychee color. Let's put some Minazuki up here. I like this guy. Hey, I'm not a Minazuki hater. I think he's cool as fuck, especially in 1.5. Fucking swag ass character. I'm an Adachi hater though, through and through. Hate that character. So Shadow. Let's look at my notes here. Let's start talking about her 5A. So her 5A is not anywhere near as good as normal Mitsuru's. Doesn't even fucking reach. So that's already one thing, is she needs to be a lot closer to you to make her auto combo even work. That's one weakness she has. It's not a huge weakness, but it makes her pressure much weaker because she cannot harass you with that same kind of thing, especially since this missing has like 300 years of recovery. 300 years of fucking recovery. You're gonna punish her if she whipped that shit. So in general, when you're fighting Shadow, they're gonna pressure you a little bit closer here, which does open up more opportunities to escape. But they can still go from back here and do the sweep. So, you know, that's still gonna be a thing. Jump A is still the fucking god. Like, this has not changed. The only normal that's different is her 5AA. But this move is still in play, so you're still gonna have a rough time in trying to challenge her in the air. But in terms of like being under pressure in the corner, she's got to stay closer. Let me set him to block. Everything. So yeah, Shadow Mitsuru's got to stay closer. She's got to take more risks. She's a much more aggro but volatile character. She's gonna want to get close. If she's back here like normal Mitsuru, she can't reach you. All she can do is sweep. I mean, I guess she could technically drill, but you know, we talked about that earlier. You're giving up your pressure if you do that. So if she's pressuring you from back here, probably the sweep is coming. But in general, she's gonna be a little bit closer. She can still stuff the fuck out of your quick escape roll. So don't do it. From this range, she's still gonna kill you for pressing quick escape. So just don't do it, especially against her. Let's see, what do I want to talk about? So her combo routes are the same. You can do the same thing. One thing is in the corner. After first hit. In the corner, don't do this. Don't do this. Guard cancel roll is really nice against Shadow Mitsuru. But guard cancel, it'll depend on your character. It'll depend on how far your guard cancel reaches. Like, if it's not going to reach her, then... Things like Teddy's is pretty good, because he does his sweep animation, which reaches pretty far. But you just want to... It's character by character. It just depends on how far their guard cancel reaches. Guard cancel roll is fast and pretty nice, and she has trouble punishing it, so definitely usable. If you're playing Shadow, don't do the corner combo. Just don't. It's tempting. You want to do the route. You want to feel like, oh, I'm doing a combo, but you waste 25 meter, and that is not how this character plays. In general, you do the same kind of shit. Oh, it's already on counter hit. Let's talk about her meter. So, she gets 1 billion meter for ending combos with AoE, like 1 billion. So, when you're playing this character, if you can end a combo in AoE, you're always going to, unless you really need that safe jump. You usually only do this off of a crouching confirm because you can't get the AoE, but if you have a combo that ice loops, you're going to do the AoE. How much did I get? I got 15 for first attack. Shadow Mitsuru hitting you first really sucks because she gets 15. Or 10 to 15, it depends on the move. But yeah, so let's look at this again. $61. So dial that back. We have 46 meter off of one combo. She needs 100 meter to kill you. So you want to really be aware of how much she currently has. Is AoE supposed to give you that much? Yes, AoE D Ender gives you a lot of meter. That's a system mechanic. So I built the 100 meter there. When you're fighting Shadow, everything revolves around the meter. Everything. You no longer really care about how much damage she's going to do or what kind of hit she hits you with, because it doesn't fucking matter. How can I do that? We'll just do this again. $2.5k off of one of her best starters. That's it. That's all she got. That's like as much as normal Mitsuru was doing off of standing infirms. It's like nothing. Even Fatal. Oops, I got a charge. Fatal counter, fully charged 5B, 3.1k, that's it. Don't burst that. Don't burst that. It's so tempting, and the biggest mistake I see when I fight people is they get hit by some like beefy starter, and they're like, uh-oh, and they burst right here. But I had not enough meter to do a combo. Especially if it was like, I'm around like here, and I get this hit, and they burst, and I had 48 meter when they burst. I could not have killed them. I was going to do 2.5k and they burst. That's it. That's all I was going to get. But now I'm at 48 meter and they have no burst, which means next time I hit you... I should have done a longer combo. Let's set that back up. $99, god damn it. So they burst the 2.5k combo that was not going to build meter. Then next time I hit them, I do 7.6k because they use their burst wrong. Then they go back to the Discord and they click on the ring and Mitsuru's not fair. Shadow characters ban him. And it's like, well, you know, you fucking burst at the wrong time, man. Like, what do you want? We talked about it before. Mitsuru really likes specific starters and stuff, and it makes you tempted to burst, but what you really want to do is burst if she's going to have the meter. If she's not going to have the meter, you're throwing away your burst. If I hit you around like 20 meter, even with this like round start advantage thing, I'm not going to get anything. I'm probably going to go for an Oki kind of situation. So pay attention before you hit burst. You got to discard the instinct you have when you fight a normal character and they get their like key start. You have to discard that instinct. And you have to be like, is this 2.5k going to kill me? No. So who cares? Even off Fatal, all she's going to get is 3k. She has to have the meter. So watch her meter. If she's 50 plus and she hits you with a beefy starter, you probably want to burst. If I did that right, it would have been like 90 from 20. So you really, pay attention to her meter first. Always keep your eye on it. If you get hit, you assume your opponent's probably not going to drop this, easy combo, right? So look at her meter. Is this a combo I need to be bursting or not? Make your decision there. The other thing is people like to wait until I do this and then burst. I can wait. I have that option. There's a 50-50 point here where I can wait. And if you burst, I get to do a fresh 7k combo and kill you. And now next round you don't have a burst and I need 3 hits to get back to 100 meter and kill you again. So that's one of the most common mistakes I see is people burst at the 50-50 point where I can bait their burst. It's a really bad idea. What you should do is be like, oh fuck, Mitsuru has 100 meter. I should burst here. And that's what you should be doing. Let's record him mashing burst. Yeah, good enough. See, I can't stop you from doing it there. And you might be thinking, well, she still has the meter. That's fine, but now your burst was guaranteed. Your burst can't be baited. I can't jump cancel 5A. All I can do is sweep, which is too slow. Even if I cancel the sweep out of 5A, it's too slow to bait your burst there. I can't stop this from hitting you. So the general burst theory when you're fighting Shadow Mitsuru is to always burst when she has the meter to go into it, and she's hitting you with a combo that's going to go into it. And you want to burst before she gets there. Because even though you could technically escape right here, if she just waited, you're fucked. Like, you probably lost the set instead of just the round. Could you look out for the drill when you Shadow Frenzy? No. You mean use the burst drill? No, it's too fast. See if I can demonstrate. This will be hard to do. Yeah, that's what happens. I said it would be hard to do, and then I fucking did it. I just get to relaunch you and kill you. The SB drill recovers too fast. You do have to guess. So I just recommend, why guess? Why not just get the guaranteed burst? I think it's way harder when I fight someone and I'm like, oh yeah, I got the fucking combo, and then they just, oops, I pressed the wrong button. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna fucking kill, I gotta bait their burst, and they just burst and kill me. Or not kill me, hit me off. And then I'm at neutral again, and I need another magic hit, and I have to somehow get that hit now. Especially when I'm fighting one of the top tiers, Margaret, Yosuke, Ken. How the fuck am I going to get that hit? Whereas, like, it's such a nice feeling when I get to the decision point here, and they just burst and give me the round. And they do a lot. They just burst and give it to me. And it's like a huge moment of relief. That's just speaking of doing the normal Shadow combo, by the way. I don't have to do that at all. How can I demonstrate this best? I haven't practiced this offline in a while. Yeah, so see how there's an X on burst? This is all unburstable. And you finish the combo there. There's an unburstable version of her combo that you don't see me do often because people usually just burst poorly in the Discord. So I don't have a need to do it most of the time. But this is unburstable. Even if you're fucking mashing it, if I time it right, I'm going to try to do it. I haven't practiced this offline in a while, and the timing's really strict, but... There, I have him mashing burst. See, the recording's playing. This is the unburstable version. It doesn't do as much, but it still does 5k. So if you were at half HP, you're dead. Like, you're dead and it's unburstable. You should have burst the moment you got hit by that 5A. The moment I hit this, it was over. You lost. You always want to burst. If the opponent knows they're unburstable, combos, you're dead. There's a version off of this as well. Same thing. That's all unburstable. Because when you do this super and you OMC it, there's locked out. You can see the X in the corner. They're locked out. You can check that again later if you didn't catch it. But they're locked out. That's what supers do in this game. They lock you out of the burst. During the whole OMC, locked until they tech. And you can do it frame 1 after Shadow Frenzy, and it always comes out before burst. It's guaranteed. There's no way out. The other burst point people try for or wonder about and mess up. See if I could try to do it. I pressed the wrong button, damn it. It's hard to play a recording in the middle of a combo. Why is it not playing back? Oh, I overwrote the recording somehow. Must have been when I pressed the wrong button. Okay. In fact, probably the easiest way to show it is to just do the super version. I missed. Yeah, obviously he can't burst twice, but that 5A would knock him back into the ice and then you get the whole combo still. Does she get crazy mix-up with Shadow Frenzy? It's not worth it. It's not worth it because this character still has the same issue as normal Mitsuru, where I get no fucking damage, except I'm also a Shadow, so I really don't get any damage. That's one of her best starters. Like, on normal Mitsuru, that would have been like 4k or so. I get no damage, and I need like perfect starters and stuff, so it's never worth it. You always need to use the meter to kill. Some Shadows do get to do some fun stuff. She could technically like do this and like instant overhead you and do some shit, but best save that for normal Mitsuru to play around with, because you need your meter. Which brings me to another important concept of playing this character compared to normal. Your meter doesn't exist. This does not exist in your arsenal. This combo, you're never, ever, ever, ever going to do it because you need the meter. If you use meter on anything, even SB moves, you're on a meter cooldown. Look, I'm gaining like nothing. 1 meter per like 4 hits. You gain like nothing. And you can't Shadow Frenzy without 100. So when you play this character, there's a lot of things not in your arsenal anymore. You don't have this, which is a really nice mix-up tool. Go back to mid. You don't have this, which is one of her fastest and farthest reaching punish tools. You don't have it. It's not in the game for you if you're playing Shadow Mitsuru. You only use your meter to kill people, and that's it. One thing I'm asked commonly about, I do want to talk about it, is the standing confirm, because this is the most common hit Mitsuru gets. You can Shadow Frenzy off of it. It's hard. It requires a perfectly timed sweep. Oh, I can't do that off of auto combo, I forget. Just have to go into the supers. So this combo right here is the #1 reason I tell people Shadow is so much better than normal Mitsuru, because no matter what health they're at, even on the most basic auto combo confirm 7k, they're dead. So if they're an awakening, still like 3.5k, 4k, whatever it is, they're dead. So this character can close out rounds, and she gets meter fast, and you hold that meter until it's time to use it. So she doesn't have the issue that normal Mitsuru has with killing people. When you get that one hit, you're going to win. And when you're playing this character, you feel that all the time. Like, you could be at a pixel health, and they have almost a full bar, and you know you're like, I just need that one hit. Like, I got this. I fucking got this. I just need that one hit. And you get it a lot. I mean, you've seen it when I played in the tournament. Like, I'm getting my ass kicked, and I get the one hit. And yeah, execution's crucial. That's just the Shadow life. Execution, you have to do the combo right. If you fail the combo, you're dead. Like, you're not going to win. Because you do no damage without that combo. So it's a high-stress character. If people don't do well under stress, they probably won't be able to play her. That's just the way it is. But, I mean, literally off of anything, man. You get to go into the combo. Even throw. Even throw. Even throw, you get the whole combo. Anything. If she has the 100 meter, you're dead. I wonder if I can even do this. I can! I can do the unburstable version too off of throw, so. If you're fighting Shadow, always, the biggest lesson is always burst the combo before the frenzy if she has the meter. You get hit, you're like, oh shit, I got hit. Look at her meter, you don't care what you got hit by. Just look at her meter. Is she going to build the meter, or does she currently have the meter to Shadow Frenzy me? I need to burst. Look at what's currently happening to you. If you're here when you figured that out, don't burst yet, because she might bait it, but, you know, burst at the right time. If you see this, burst. If you see this, burst. If you're getting 5-8, burst. You know, if you're in the middle of whips, burst. There's a lot of burst points in Mitsuru combos that are safe to get out of. But don't wait for Frenzy. If you wait for Frenzy, you're like throwing the match away. Especially if you're in the health range that just dies to an unburstable version at 5k-ish. Let's see, anything else on Shadow? Weaknesses and issues. So we went over normal Mitsuru's weaknesses, like, you know, the rock, paper, scissors stuff. That all applies. All that stuff is valid. The weakness she drops is the damage problem, but the weakness she gains is a pressure problem. She has to take much more risks in her pressure. She has to get in your face, which means she's more susceptible to DPs. She's more susceptible to roll escapes. I mean, she's still really good at stuffing it, so I don't recommend it. And she has to go for a lot more stuff like throw, whereas normal Mitsuru can totally just hang at this range all the time and pressure you, and Shadow just really can't. Shadow has to get closer and take more risks. That would be her weakness. I don't think it's too big of a weakness, because the payoff is really good if her risk pays off. Like, most of her counter hit starters are, you know, going to build 50 meter or more depending on the combo and where she is, especially if she's in the corner. So you just have to be wary. Be wary at all times. The character is strong, obviously. The thing that keeps her from being top tier... Oh, that's one weakness. One weakness I missed about normal and Shadow Mitsuru is her defense. So we all know this DP is godlike, right? And I don't like talking about DP when I talk about escaping pressure, because it's the old adage of Persona. If you bait this, you get to do 8k to her and kill her. I don't have a burst, so you always get to do whatever you want and spend your 6 to 9k combo with your resources, and there's no way out. So usually when I play Shadow, you don't see this very often. You'll see it, but you won't see it often. I use it if I really feel like it's going to hit, but in general, like, this character has to block. The thing with Mitsuru blocking is she doesn't have a lot of good ways out. She's really tall, so jumping out is tough for her. Most things will still get her on her jump frames. The other thing is her 5A is extremely slow compared to the rest of the cast. So you would need to be -8 for her to escape with a 5A. Obviously, we talked about her 2B being kind of meh. Her roll is one of the worst ones. It doesn't go very far, and it's punishable for a long time. Yeah, she doesn't have very many escape options. Getting out of pressure as this character is hard. And it's the way they built Mitsuru, obviously, on purpose, because she's the neutral god. Like, she's going to win neutral. Like, she has all the fucking tools to stop you from ever getting in. But some characters, like Yosuke, get in pretty much for free. Yosuke, Margaret, and there's not much she can do to stop them. And then she's just pinned down and she can't move. This is what stops even Shadow Mitsuru from being one of the top tiers. She's just not so great on defense, on top of really needing that one hit. Yeah, of course. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see if I have anything else I want to say about Shadow before I go to 1.5. 1.5 is going to be like quicker than this. 1.1, I talked about the whole character. 1.5, not too many changes. Shadow combo. Yeah, okay, let's go to 1.5. If I can open the correct one. I love this thing at the bottom that tells you that you're playing 1.5 and to join the Discord. It reminds me that I opened the correct emulator.
This place exists between dream and
let's go.
reality.
Picture in your head your own appearance as well as your alter ego.
Let's hear some heartful cry.
I wish you good luck.
So now we're going to top tier Mitsuru. There aren't many changes in 1.5 as people know, but the changes are so key, the few changes there are for each character.
What's wrong? Out of stamina?
Okay, so first of all, let's make sure my settings are good. Counter hit is off. Block after first hit standing. Okay, so the most important buff this character got, well, maybe not. It's hard to tell what the most important was, but this is one of the most important buffs. This move, fully charged, launches now without any counter hit, even on standing. So at mid-screen for normal Mitsuru, that doesn't mean too much because you can't reach and it doesn't combo out of just 5A. In the corner, however, it matters quite a bit. If I can do the combo, but yeah. So now in 1.5, off of a 5A standing confirm in the corner, Mitsuru is going to do the damage. 3.8k standing confirm 5A, not even hard. Even if you're late to confirming it, you can do it off of 5B too. It doesn't matter how late you are confirming it. That is exclusive to this version. And it works on crouching as well, of course. Normal Mitsuru, much like back in vanilla, gets a fuck ton of damage in the corner now, except she could do it standing too, which she's never been able to do in any version of the game. In the corner, she's going to kill you even if you're standing. So now taking that 5A hit close is a lot of trouble, even from here really, because she can move forward and just do the 5B. Taking the 5A hit standing is not free in the corner anymore. She kills you. So already the biggest problem we talked about in 1.1 that she had is gone. In the corner, if you get hit by her, you're dead. "5A, 4.3k, and I could do a second Bufudine if I want. Again, at mid-screen, for at least for normal Mitsuru, that doesn't really like matter too much because too far away always, but the buff itself is huge. It makes her corner game so crazy she doesn't need to spend this anymore, which is nice because of one of her other buffs, which we'll talk about. But the next thing I want to talk about is C Bufula. In the previous version, we did this kind of combo. And then when I got to here, I had to do like sweeps and stuff, and it didn't do much damage because C Bufula has really awful proration in 1.1. But in 1.5, they buffed the shit out of it for some reason. I guess they just wanted her combo routes to be cool again like they were in vanilla, so she could do more like freeze loops and feel more fluent. But the result is her routes are not only more stable, but they do more damage. So in this version, you do the C1 first and it always hits. Even at low height like this, it always hits because they extended the hitbox, excuse me. And of course you get the safe jump. The other thing is this move forces crouch on hit. It's crazy. Forces crouch on hit. That means at mid-screen, if you did something like this, you can go into a sweep combo. Oh, I don't even have to do that. That's 1.1 brain. I can do the new Bufala. Yeah, so her damage is a lot higher. It forces crouch. The force crouch is exclusive to 1.5/2.0. So now, like getting hit by that is a big uh-oh. Can't do that much, but yeah. That also means like if you try to disrespect the safe jump, she's gonna hurt you for that too, which is pretty nice. So lots of ways for her to get damage. That also means this always works too. Which is really nice if you're near the corner. You get a full corner loop after that too for like 4K. What else? Tentarafoo! That's next on my list. So this move in 1.1, like it basically is not in the game. You'll never use it. It sucks. In this version of the game, it's sick because this has 2 hits, as you can see. The first hit does 0 damage, and the second hit pops them up and gives them the debuff. In 1.1, you cannot super cancel until that point. But in 1.5, it's hard to do, but I think I'm better off doing it out of a combo. Boy, that was an execution error. I must be getting tired, but we will trudge on. There we go. Yeah, I accidentally hit AB because of Shadow Mitsuru a second ago, but you could do a second super there and get 7K. So, normal Mitsuru in this version of the game, off of any launching combo, can do that. Any launching combo, you can do this. $8K off of 2B. That's 150, obviously, but she'll commonly have 100 after she's put into Awakening, which means she's going to do 6K off of just about anything. Off of just a mid-screen standing confirm, she's not going to get it. Off of a mid-screen crouching confirm, it is possible for her to get it if you use the SB version. I can't do 2, but I can do 1. However, I can get more damage than that. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. That was 125 meter. I could have done SB super instead as well, and it would have done probably 6.8. I think it's 500 extra if I remember correctly. So yeah, you can use the SB version and do a full combo still. So this character in 1.5 and 2.0 has the craziest robbery potential, because if you got hit by anything that's not mid-screen standing, and she has 100 meter, which she will, because Awakening gives you 50, and if you're a good Mitsuru, you held on to at least 50 this round. She's going to kill you. So she has a lot of like shadow vibes without being a shadow character. And, you know, obviously 1.5, the shadows have 1.1 properties. This character has a burst. It's kind of nutty. Another thing to note, if you check, Aegis cannot burst during Tentarafoo. That's a property of the move that they added in this version. See? Unburstable. 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 The moment the Tentarafoo hit, which required me spending nothing, it's unburstable. Because they made the first hit only lock burst until you're broken out of the ice, and all supers also lock burst while you're being hit. So if you didn't burst the combo before the Tentarafoo, that's it. I can't do it there. That's it. You're dead. So, normal Mitsuru very commonly in this version of the game gets the Shadow Mitsuru combo from 1.1. She gets it very easily. Because of the way this game is, you want to play for the robbery. So, in general, as a normal Mitsuru player, not character specific. I always forget where Awakening is. You want to be mindful of how you're spending your meter. If you have 100, obviously you can do the shit, right? Like, fucking do the shit, man. If you didn't get the confirm, spend it, you know? Even though you don't even have to, you just... I guess on her you do. Oh, crouching. On some characters, they're short, like I guess, and you have to spend it. I forgot about that. And you could do the same route from the previous game as well. If I could fucking do it. Bear with me, I'm getting a little tired on execution. But yeah, if you're over 50, feel free to spend that meter with Mitsuru because you'll get 50 more. As long as you're stuck in 100 when you're in Awakening, your next hit's going to kill. It's crazy. It feels just like playing Shadow. So with that, it's like, what is she missing, right? Like, what the fuck? She kills. She has crazy robbery potential and can... kill in one combo. Her fatal damage is outrageous in this one. I think she does something like 11k or something with the correct starter. So, you know, even Kanji's dead. Even Shadow Kanji's dead. She's like clearly like top tier. Her biggest weakness from the last game is gone without picking up Shadow's weakness of having no burst and stuff. She gets the benefits of Awakening. The only like big weakness she has remaining is like characters like Margaret and Yosuke who beat her in neutral, and the defense that we talked about, where she has a lot of trouble escaping. Obviously, because you have a burst, you can take the risk more often to reversal. You still use it sparingly if you're good, but you can at least take the risk and have your burst. Other than that, the character is very strong. I don't think she's like bullshit strong. This version of the game, honestly, like most of the other characters are very close to her. I think the thing she has going for her that they don't is the Awakening comeback. If she's an Awakening, she can make a comeback the way characters do in 1.1, whereas most other characters kind of had that taken away, which is why in 2.0 the Shadows were so popular. Because Shadow characters had like Unburstable 6k, and you know people need to close out those rounds. As for 1.5, though, Shadows are kind of whack. Like, they're not that good. So this is, like, our most balanced version of the game now. The characters are all, like, really strong and close to each other. I'd say normal Mitsuru does shine a little bit more than others. I'd say Aigis does as well. How does the matchup go with her against Narukami? In vanilla, she wins. In 1.1, it's 50-50, and in this version, she wins. I've always felt she's one of the characters that gives the top tier version of Narukami a lot of trouble. Yeah, he can't harass the same way he does with other characters because she outranges him at his best range, and she has the sweep. So he has options that deal with her, but it destabilizes how strong his pressure is against everybody else. So she's really strong against Narukami. It's not bad for him in 1.1 though, because you know he's so much stronger than her, like all around. But in this version, I'd say she wins the matchup. Yeah, in general, like her and Aigis are probably the best normal characters in this game, but the other normal characters are so close that it doesn't matter, except for our usual bottom three, like poor Kanji, poor guy, kind of poor Junpei. He got buffs, but he's still not that good. Normal Mitsuru, yeah, very strong. keeping it kind of brief on normal so I can show what I figured out on Shadow. But yeah, that's like the general changes. That's what you're going to do with this character in this one. Ken is very strong in this one too. Yeah, Ken is very strong. I don't think he's as strong as Mitsuru and Aigis, but he's very strong. What was I doing? Mind is slipping.
Picture in your head your own appearance as well as your alter ego. Your persona.
The man himself.
Very well.
Pretty much everybody is really strong. Like this version of the game is really balanced. It's even better because we don't have the unburstable shadow shit, so it's like even more balanced. So our last item is 1.5 Shadow Mitsuru, which is kind of a weird homunculus that hasn't existed. So I had to invent her myself because obviously there's nothing I can look up. 2.0 makes use of her burst and mostly makes use of being able to frenzy without 100 meter. You can't do that in 1.5. You have to have 100 just like 1.1, and you don't have a burst. So this character is very weird. She's a worse version of 1.1, but she does come with the normal Mitsuru changes, which will help her out a bit with getting the meter. The problem is when she spends the meter, it's not as lucrative. You'll see what I mean. So one buff she got is specifically 5AA. This second hit, this is plus now. Only if you do the 2. It's plus 2, I believe. If you do the third hit, it's still minus 10 billion. But this is plus 2, so it sets up throw. It's one buff that Shadow got in this version. I believe it's here. I haven't actually like tested it with recording, but I trust that Scopy brought over the Mitsuru changes, so it's probably here. Because those were easy for Scopy to bring over. What else? This character really benefits from the 2B change compared to normal Mitsuru because the auto combo actually reaches. So even at mid-screen, you get the full thing. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, that's like, especially for 2.0, it was one of the most broken things about her was off of 5A, she got the full combo. Let's see how much meter this builds. Well, I did HP. $74. I mean, that counts the 13. You get 13 for first hit. So it was really 61. It was 61. That's a fuck ton off of 5A. So her meter gain is kind of ridiculous because we don't have the system nerf that came from 2.0 that nerfed Shadow meter gain. One nerf that she does get is she has to finish the auto combo to get this meter. That's true for everybody now. You used to only have to do up to there and stop and you'd get the meter. Every character has to finish the whole auto combo with the shitty special at the end to get the meter bonus now. So overall, it's kind of a nerf to Shadows. Yeah, 2 combos, you have enough for Frenzy. Frenzy's very fast for the Shadows, but damage is down and health is down. So one thing that was kind of nice about Shadow Mitsuru is even though you couldn't burst, you had 11k health. Now you have 10k health, which means like this mistake really costs you your life now. Like you don't have that extra 2k to hold back on. It really is tough. She does have some routes that you could do, and they're kind of awkward, but I'll show them. Let's send her back to 100. I was supposed to do SB. Let's try that again. There we go. So SB is shorter now. It doesn't go on for a while, so you can do 2. So it did 6.7. That's a lot, obviously. It's also 2.5k lower than the same combo in 1.1. Even though we have the buffs of being able to go into this and stuff, the damage nerf hurts. That's like the general like air route. If you get an air combo, that's how you're gonna go into it in this game. So people were like really big on not wanting to deal with Unburstable. I have news for you. This is still fucking Unburstable. Look at him. It's Unburstable. Nothing has changed. It was already like that in 1.1. It's like that in 1.5. It's like that in 2.0. And you can keep it Unburstable. Oops, I didn't mean to air dash. Yes, it is still Unburstable. So you get low 6k off of a full air combo. I'll show you the crouch confirm as well. So 6.4k. You used to get 7.6 off of that. And then we'll also do the standing confirm. One nice thing is the standing confirm's easier. You don't have to connect that sweep anymore. So that also would have done about 7.6k in 1.1. So the damage is down. Also, another huge disadvantage is this combo that we did is totally burstable because you have to do this to extend it. And also the beginning of it. This is all burstable. Like they can burst as soon as they see you drill. You don't have the unburstable routes that you have in 1.1. The most common shadow kill you're going to get is this version of the combo that we're doing and the crouching one. Oops. The crouching one as well. Burstable. You have to commit to the Tentarafoo. It's the same kind of thing. The problem is because we can't do this part anymore because the mirror... It's easier to show you. The mirror appears next to you now at 1.5. You can't do the old combo. Yeah, check the archive, Pan. I went over all of the unburstable stuff in 1.1. We actually, you were a little late, but we finished covering 1.1, and it's in the archive, and I'll also upload that so you'll be able to check it out. But I went over pretty much everything in terms of 1.1. Now we're just talking about like changes in 1.5, but it's pretty thorough. Like we've been live for like an hour and a half. Some good shit in here. But yeah, this is a big problem as a shadow character. We used to have unburstable route off of these combos, and now we don't. This part is unburstable, but once you get here in 5B, burstable again before the damage. Very burstable. It was burstable from the moment you hit the Tentarafoo. At 1.1, that is not so much the case. But again, if you get the air route, this is unburstable. So we keep some of our unburstables at the cost of damage overall being a lot lower. I should probably show the corner as well. Oh, you could do, for those that came a little late. If you want the damage, do one more 5B sweep drill here. You don't get that much more, but you'll get more if they don't have a burst. In the corner, pretty nice. You can go straight into that. This is how you do the corner version. So that's 1.5. These are 1.5 exclusive routes. That's what you have to do if you're going to play her. This is a version of her that doesn't actually exist in any official version of this game because she's a mixture of mechanics from 1.1 and 1.5. Is she fair? She's fair. She's weaker. She's missing things, but she has better combo routes just like normal Mitsuru. Yeah, 7k but corner, so. The nice thing is you don't have to spend meter to get it. And it's unburstable from this point. In 1.1, this combo would do 8.2. So the damage nerf on the supers was pretty big all around. She didn't get any strengths that she would get, but she inherited the weaknesses. She lost health, which is going to hurt a fuck ton. It doesn't sound like it when you just think about it, but when you're playing, you'll definitely notice how quick you blow up, and you don't have a burst. So once you're at half HP, then the next hit, they can spend a one more burst if they know their combos, you're dead. That's how it is now. She has the same health as Kanji now. You need the corner to like do a lot of damage. They do need to burst before if you're in the corner. I dropped it, but yeah. Yeah, this is all unburstable. So they need to burst the combo. So in the corner, you get the same advantage as mid-screen where the Tentarafoo makes the Shadow Frenzy part of the combo unburstable. So she's playable. If you still... yes, you need full meter. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, Diz. You need full meter. In 2.0, you can do this without full meter. It's pretty spooky. You only need like... To do one fully charged SB Myriad, you only need 51 meter. And to do 2, you needed like 75 or something in 2.0. 2.0, she didn't need much to kill you. And the whole thing was unburstable. So she could like Shadow Frenzy here and then do the rest of her combo, and it was unburstable. It was pretty stupid. It's not something that I thought was cool. What I did think was cool was them having their health reduced and giving them a burst so that you can play the game normally. And lowering their meter gain. We have 1.1 meter gain, which is interesting because it's nerfed. It's not the same in 2.0. It's lower. And we still keep meter between rounds. She had unburstable. Let's see what I missed. 6.3k with 125. Yeah, normal Mitsuru. I was talking about Shadow, but yeah, normal Mitsuru. This character can be played. She's like, it's arguable. Is she better or worse than 1.1? It's arguable. I would have to like really play her in matches and tell you how much of a difference this makes, because this confirm is pretty huge. Being able to go 5 AA and do a full thing, that's pretty huge. I don't know how often I would hit that in a match because you do need to be point blank. But in the corner, you could do the same thing as normal Mitsuru and do a 5B first. What else? Her meter gain is obviously good. She's gonna get it. I guess the real problem is, realistically, when you're playing this character, most of your kills are going to be like off of this combo. And it's like, it's all burstable. So it's like, bait it, I guess. I do feel like my most common like Shadow Frenzy kills are off of like a standing auto combo or off of like the short mid-screen crouch combo. The other one I do hit is this one, which you can do the unburstable one, which will be nice. But overall, I think it will be tougher to be able to turn your 100 meter into a kill without dealing with their burst. Because if they like understand it, like if they watch this video and they see like, oh, this version of the combo is burstable off of these starters, then they're gonna know how to do it, right? And it's gonna be tough. Because if you bait their burst and you're wrong, you lose 100 meter. So, ugh. We'll see. Thanks for the follow, Diz. Good to see you. So yeah, characters playable if you really like Shadow. If you like doing the damage and you like seeing the myriad loops easily, then you know you can keep playing her. You can refer back to this video to see my 1.5 combo routes. This is how you do it. Yeah, this is how you do it. So if you do want to keep playing her, you can. But again, if we go back to normal Mitsuru,
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Picture and I wish you good luck.
see if I can do it. Oh yeah, I don't have to do that. Wait, maybe I do against Narukami. Yeah, I do have to fight B. No big deal. Yeah, 4.3, and I spent 50 meter and didn't need a Shadow Frenzy, and I have a burst, and I get Awakening. You know? Oh, he went behind me. But I could have Bufu dined there. I think it would have done like 4.5. He missed the privilege? Yeah. He has a little more trouble. He's still good though. Like, he's still good. He's just not crazy. That's kind of how this version is. No one's crazy anymore. People are good. That's kind of why 1.5 is sick. I think everybody should switch. I don't care what the fuck they said in the pin. Everyone should switch to 1.5. The bugs are like so few left. It's just like projectile bugs that Scopy is working on, and then yeah, this version of the game's sick. This version of the game is super sick. I played like 4 hours of sets with Gaimap, and 1.5 Minazuki is so sick, man. He knows how to do all the shit because he's been playing the version for so long. 1.5 Minazuki is so sick. I had so much fun playing those sets. But yeah, let's go to Awakening. Where the fuck is it? Let's do a mid-screen combo. Oh, I accidentally pressed AB. Do it again. Shadow habits. There we go. 8.2k. So obviously, you know, 150 meter. But normal Mitsuru gets to do those same routes in Awakening, which you should be using your burst wisely to get Awakening. And she does more damage than Shadow. She has the same options as Shadow. She gets a burst. She gets 150 meter stock. She gets the Awakening defense bonus. She's just better. She's just better in every way. You could do the exact same thing. Plus, you get this version of 5AA, which is so superior. If you missed that, we talked about that a lot at the beginning of the stream. But normal Mitsuru's pressure is so much better. Off of OMB, you could do it too. If I can do it. Oh. Okay. I missed the super input, but yeah, you would do that ending there. Like, you could do that off of like a weird standing confirm, and you'll get it. Like, if they wasn't crouching, it still works. You'd get the whole thing. So she can OMB and do the whole thing. Yeah, it's fine. If you missed it, we talked a lot about normal Mitsuru pressure and why it's so much better than Shadow's. This character just has everything. There's just no reason to play Shadow. Should you play Shadow? Well, if you like the character and you like the playstyle of holding the meter and using it for the one big combo, then you can keep playing Shadow. She's not great, but she's nowhere near bad. Like, she's decent. She's gonna kill people. People still have to deal with this fucking move, and they still have to deal with this, so Shadow is fine. Shadow is playable. It's just that you're so much better off just learning this version of the character instead. She's just so much better. I don't think this works, right? Yeah. I don't think this works either. D, I don't think they changed D at all, right? Only C. C is so good now. Too much net play. I was hitting this combo a lot actually when I was playing sets. There we go. I'm not sure if you went over this, but does she have any new standing confirms? Yes, I did. You must have just missed that. But I'll just show you. This is like bullshit. This is like, well, close to bullshit. It makes her more similar to how she was in vanilla. But, you know, before it's like standing confirm, this is it. This is all you get. If you want, you can do the whips combo for an extra like 200 damage. In this version of the game, you can launch. Not only do you get corner combos out of standing now, but they cost no cash. You don't have to spend, you know, in 1.1 you have to do this move in order to extend corner combos. You don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, that was off of 5A. Even if you do confirm into 5B because you were late, it still works. You don't have to spend any meter to get corner combos with this character anymore. Yeah, 8.4. It's like, why even touch Shadow, right? Especially since, like, getting the 100 meter, like, let's say I only have 100. Oh, I missed it. So that's a 100 meter combo. Almost 7k. 100 meter. You get 50 for free for entering Awakening. And that combo probably built like 35. Maybe 38. Maybe 40s. Because it ends with an all-out attack. So like getting the 100 meter to do Mabufu dying into kick in this version of the game is so easy. It's so easy. I hit it a ton in the sets I was playing the other night with Celsius and Gaimam. It's so easy to get the meter. You like always have it. I don't know. I guess I rest my case as far as that confirmed. Play Shadow if you're like in a Shadow mood, but my recommendation is play this version of the character. She's so good. Crazy strong. I'll probably play a little bit of 1.5 Shadow for fun, especially since I took the time to find those routes to show you guys, but other than that, that pretty much is it. I can take questions before I stop, so if you have specific questions or things you want to see, we can talk about it. Slightly tangential, but does 1.5 have the Persona invuln before the active frames like 2.0? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you talking about on Mabufu died? Because I know on Mabufudyne it's not invincible at all anymore. Or are you talking about just Persona moves? If you're talking about the 2.0 buff where Personas are safe for the first moment on certain moves, that's in. Scopey made sure that got in. I don't know if Mitsuru received any of those. I can't remember, but if that's what you were talking about, then that should be in. Yeah, I had a feeling, Zebo. Yeah, as far as I know, Scopey got all that working. But I don't think every move gets that, and I don't think every character gets that. But I don't remember. I have to look at the old patch notes again.
What's wrong? Out of stamina?
If that's all for questions, then oh, thank you for the follow, Zythus. Is Yosuke still a bad matchup? Probably not. Yosuke without Glide is not very scary. It's probably Mitsuru favor in this version. Glide is like the real reason that matchup is so... he got in way too easy with that. Yeah, that matchup's probably not a problem. What did you think about the Margaret matchup? I don't know how it is in this version. It's probably okay. It might be still a slight disadvantage. In 1.1, Margaret is one of Mitsuru's toughest matchups. I really don't like fighting that character. What's her worst matchup now? Probably Chie. Chie is really good in this version. Chie is, in the past, Mitsuru's worst matchup in vanilla. The thing was, in 1.1, Chie was so shitty that Mitsuru didn't have those issues anymore, but now Chie is good. So I expect Chie is probably Mitsuru's worst matchup. When I used to watch the Japanese players play 2.0 a lot, I usually see Chie and Shadow Chie completely sweep the floor with Mitsuru and Shadow Mitsuru. Yeah, historically that used to be our worst matchup. It just wasn't in 1.1. That again plays to what we were talking about earlier, the weaknesses with Mitsuru being like so unable to escape pressure. On top of Chie, like all Chie has to do to low profile Mitsuru's 5A and drills is press 2A. She just does this and her character enters low profile state. And when she does that, it has like almost no whiff recovery, so she doesn't even get punished for doing it. So she can really just like sit there and throw this out at neutral. And if you did something, she reacts to it and runs up and 5Bs you, counter hit, and you're dead. How does 1.5 mean it? That matchup felt really even when I was playing Gaimem. Even or slight Mitsuru favor. That's how it was in 1.1 as well. It felt like even, slight Mitsuru favor maybe. It didn't change much. Minazuki is really cool. The things that make Minazuki so broken in 1.1 are not part of the matchup with Mitsuru because she's outside the range where he can bully. So he has to play pretty honest against her, which is why she was one of his trouble characters. Any other important matchups? Trying to think. Chie is tough, man. I'm not looking forward to eventually getting a Chie player. Margaret's tough. I'm sure Margaret is just as tough in this one. Minazuki and Sho are fine. Narukami's fine. Aegis has historically always been in Mitsuru's favor, even though she's top tier in this one as well. I don't know. Mitsuru probably has a pretty nice matchup spread in this version. In 1.1, it's whack. But this version, her matchup spread's probably pretty good. It's probably a lot like vanilla. Lots of even matchups, lots of slight favor, not too many unfavorable. But yeah, play 1.5. Let's delete 1.1 from history. I like this balanced version of the game much better. I can't wait to see like a good 1.5 Rize. Rize's so cool in this one. Everyone's like way cooler in this one. And we don't have to deal with unburstable shadow nonsense. Shadows are very meh in 1.5. You're like globally better off playing the normal version of them. So we have like potentially the best version of this game ever right in front of us. So I don't want to see people like going like, oh, 1.5 is experimental, play 1. Fuck 1.1, dude. 1.1 is the worst version of Persona. Even people who play 2.0 and hate Shadow say that they would rather have that than 1.1. But that's just how it is. But now we have the version without the Shadow bullshit too. We got everything, man. Play this version. We always play this on Liz. I'd like to see it pop up on Junpei more. If you have a good connection to Liz, though, we do throw up the lobby a lot and play 1.5 now. It's just better. It's just better. It's the version we waited for all those years, and it's just better, man. Play 1.5. I hope you enjoyed talking about Mitsuru with me. I will upload this, and it'll also be in my archives if you want to go check it out now. We definitely were very thorough in the first half of the stream talking about everything Mitsuru should do, your game plan, how to fight against her, how to beat her, what you should be doing on defense if you're fighting her, and then how to fight Shadow as well, and why Shadow is so different. We were very thorough, so be sure to check that out. And with that, I'll sign out. Catch you guys later.